So everyone, continuing my series of anime reviews is one that I think is fairly underrated. Yu Hakusho. I mean, a lot of people really like this series, and some people have even said it's their favorite anime ever. But I don't think it's talked about enough. I really love Yu Hakusho. I watched the whole series 2 years ago on YouTube, and it was so good. I had heard about it from some people beforehand, and I wanted to give it a shot, and I ended up loving it. There are some problems with it, but overall it's amazing. Firstly, and this is something I feel I need to address, the manga of Yu Yu Hakusho was never released where I am. I mean, maybe it was before, but now I can't buy it anywhere. So last year I just bought every single volume on Amazon, and it's nice to have something like that in my anime and manga collection, as well as but yeah, I explained that before, like in my recent anime and manga collection video, and so having it to read it and look back on the story I finished in terms of its anime. And the manga of Yu Hakusho started back in 1990 by Yoshihiro Togashi, who later went on to create Hunter x Hunter. Around the time Dragon Ball was being made, and something that kind of separates this from other manga is the fact that it's really short. I was honestly really surprised when I found out it was only 19 volumes long. So the story focuses around a 14-year-old boy named Yusuke Urameshi, who's the biggest delinquent in his town, mainly due to having a neglectful mother. And one day, after saving a kid from being run over, he finds himself being dead, but no one expected him to die, and so the underworld doesn't have a face for him. And that's when he meets Botan, who takes him to Kawenma, the ruler of the spirit world. They eventually manage to bring him back to life with the help of Yusuke's friend Keito. From there, Yusuke begins to fight demons as a spirit detective with his rival Kuwabara, and they even manage to get two demons on their side, Hiei and Harama. So what I really love the most about this show is actually what I think a lot of other people love about Dragon Ball, the overall layout of the story. I really love the pacing of this show, and unlike Dragon Ball Z, it never feels like the pacing is insanely slow. Everything in the show just happens, and it never gets to something that long. Even the thing that does stay that longer than others is really interesting, and the characters are a big help with how much I love the show. Out of all the characters, Hiei is my favorite. He's by far the most interesting and awesome in my opinion, and the relationship that the characters have with one another makes it even more fun to watch, given how unique they all are. Usually in attack in an anime, I can name some characters that might not seem as relevant to the series as much as the others, but here they're all so memorable and so unique that I can say the same for this. I also did really care about like a lot of the relationships, mostly and especially like the relationship between Yusuke and Keito. Like normally I don't care that much about relationships in anime aside from a few, but Yusuke and Keito is one that's really well done, and because it's so well written, and because I really like both characters. And I like how you can tell the animation is from the 90s, but it still feels really cool and just unique and flashy seeing a lot of parts and that never get distracting. The animation is all so unique in the sense that it has some really impressive action scenes. Some of the best fights in the 90s, and with the characters being unique, it helps make the fight scenes with their style of fight and all the more unique. Like you see constant fist fight due to a bunch of free throws as well as with his spirit gun and other spirit hat or Kuwabara get hat with his spirit sword and so he fight with his own sword along with his Yajan Eye and Dragon of the Darkness flame. And remember so Harama with his whip and each fight feels awesome in that way because they all have different ways of fighting, and it's also really funny. Some of the jokes in the series are laugh out loud funny, namely Yusuke's interaction with Hoenma or Hoenma's interaction with his assistant older, and there's also moments of really well earned emotions like with Gentai, Yusuke's mentor, who I really do think is one of the best mentors in all of anime because he's pretty different from other anime mentors who would be more loving or supportive. And while she is bad at times, she's also a lot more of a more harder mentor than others, and she can act like a bigger jerk than you does sometimes. But she's still well written enough that she's still likable. Especially when we find out about her past with Hidoro, and then the emotional part with her when Hidoro killed her. Given the relationship that Gentai and Yusuke had developed over the course of the series up until that point, it just made it all the sadder. Speaking of which, that leads us to arguably the best part of the whole series, the Dark Tournament. I will always stand by that. I think the Dark Tournament is the best tournament art in all of anime, and that's really saying something. This art has been praised by so many people, and there's a good reason for that. There are so many amazing things that have been in this, and we get introduced to so many great characters. I also love how it presented with Yusuke, Kuwabara, Hiei, Harama, and Gentai teaming up for it with Hoenma, Oder, Bo, Teito, Yukina, and Shizuru watching. And I love all the new characters it introduces, especially Shu. I really love him. And this is where a lot of the best action scenes in the series are. The fact that they also have it where it's a bunch of greedy businessmen makes it all the more frustrating when we see how the whole thing is being rigged against them. That's something that's really great about a lot of anime. If they're able to make us like the characters and have the odds stacked against them, it makes it all the more satisfying when they're able to go against what the greedy people are hoping for, and it makes it and just makes them suffer for it, and it makes it even more frustrating and tragic when they get something thrown against them that makes them lose with everyone else around them thriving on their losses. And I also really like the introduction of the spirit beast earlier in the story, but then it brought back now with Yusuke's spirit beast with being the cute little bird creature Hapu. And yeah, I know it's used as a joke at first when they all make fun of Yusuke for it, but then later on it's used as a pretty big emotion when Yusuke is trying to keep Gentai power inside him, and he uses his emotion help who you help with that. And then, in my opinion, the absolute best part of the series comes afterward. The final fight in the Dark Tournament with Yu versus Tadoro. Just about every second in this fight is really, really awesome and really, and it has a lot of amazing moments. And then the rest of the series is too. Not as good as the, not as good as that, but there are still some amazing moments that come afterwards. The next big arc is the chapter Black Dark, where we get introduced to Sensui, who was a spirit detective until he saw people torturing demons for fun, but then he decided to go rogue and have demons invade Earth. And this story arc has a lot of really great moments throughout and some really awesome fight scenes, like Yusuke versus an evil doctor in a hospital. There are a few things in this about this that feel a bit meandering sometimes, but there's a lot of really great moments as well, like another fight scene with the Yusuke versus Shie rematch, as well as Yusuke versus Sensui in Demon World, and we see Yusuke's demon transformation because of Rising. And I rewatched that scene on YouTube a lot, and it's a great moment, and it even gives Pooh a great moment when he transformed into some big demon, dragon phoenix like creature. But even still, that still gives a lot of credit to a lot of other great scenes as well. Like we see Yusuke and Yusuke having a lot of great moments with Gentai, who was actually brought back to life at the end of the last arc, and we see a lot of great moments with him and Gentai and three other new characters who are helping with this, and there's a lot of great moments with all of them talking, trying to figure out what's going on, and just a lot of discussions about like how they're gonna find out what's gonna happen and who's really behind everything. I really love the whole scene with all of them talking and trying to discuss and trying to figure out what's happening. I really love it when it does that. And again, there's just a lot of other really great moments throughout this whole arc too. However, the end of this series is where I begin to have my problem with it. The actual that arc with this series is where I have my biggest problem with this series. And so the free Hinge art is something I'm really mixed on. For one, I will say that the art of it is really good, with it having a really good setup, but then it begins to feel a bit disappointing towards the very end. The main problem with it that I have is that it ends way too. It's kind of a weird feeling I have with that. It somehow ends way too fast, but it also feels like some things feel way too slow. It just kind of starts and ends really quickly, but the things that they focus on feels like it's going a bit too slow. I know that might not make a lot of sense, but that is just kind of how I feel. I do like everything with Rising. He was a really awesome character, and then it just kind of leaves everything it was building up to just have it end. I do understand. I understand it ended because Yoshihiro Tadashi was feeling under threat and tired about doing these publications, so he wanted to end it, and so it still means that the story kind of suffers due to that ending and not feeling very complete, and it feels like it's still missing like a proper finale. But the ending still does have a lot of great moments, like the fight between Yusuke and Yomi, or Shii's time with Matoro. Even if some of that stuff does go on too long, in my opinion, that stuff was still really cool. But the rest is mostly just feels like padding, in my opinion. So, yeah, the series really, the ending of the series is kind of really disappointing, in my opinion. But honestly, I can totally forgive that, because the rest of the series is really good. And even, the ending isn't bad necessarily. It's just a little bit of a letdown. It still had some really great moments. And the acting with the dubbing in this is amazing. This is honestly the series that made me notice Justin Hook more with his amazing performance as Yusuke. And this is probably my favorite Chuck Huber performance, with his performance as CA. And I was honestly really surprised when I found out Christopher Sabat played Kuwabara, because he sounds nothing like his normal voice that he does with other anime. And like I said, a lot of these characters are really likable and really cool. Yusuke himself, despite being presented as a crash haunt in the ring when he's still super likable and really, really cool. Even though he just like the G still has a lot of layers to him that made him feel really unique and awesome. And like I said, he's definitely my favorite character in this series. So yeah, I totally understand people's love for this series, and I do think that it's an anime I don't think gets talked about enough. Something else that makes it better than most other anime is that there's absolutely no filler. There is one or two filler episodes, but there's hardly any filler in this at all. It's just 2 episodes of filler. I love that. There are, like I said, both 1 or 2, but the rest is still really good. And it might be, and it's really interesting to think that there's only 19 volumes in the manga, but there's only like 112 episodes in this. And the fact that there's only 2 filler episodes is really cool. This may actually be my favorite anime from the 90s, and I mean anime that started and ended in the 90s, so One Piece doesn't count. I like it even more than I like this series even more than Dragon Ball Z, honestly. I just really love this series, and I had a really great time watching it, and I can't wait to watch it again. So, if you're a fan of anime, you should totally see this. I really love it, and it's probably up there. And it's definitely up there with some of my favorite anime of all time. So, like I said, definitely give this show a watch. It's really, really good, in my opinion. So, everyone, so that's my review of Yu Hakusho. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all like this video. If you like this video, then please like this video. Please comment down below to tell me what you think. Please follow me on Twitter at Daniel Maloney, Haitian Disney fan writer, Kingdom Hearts and Disney tweets every day. And please subscribe for more content like this coming soon. And I'll see you all next time. Take care.